I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Tuesday, January the 6th, 2015. An Israeli military court today sentenced the mastermind behind the murder of the 3 Israeli teenagers in the West Bank this summer to 3 life sentences. Hussam Hassan Kawazme was convicted last week of the planning and financing of the kidnapping and murder of Eyal Yifrach, Gilad Shar, and Naftali Frankel on June the 12th. The IDF prosecutor said at his sentencing today that Kawazme did not see the boys as human and killed them because they were Jews. The United States said it was up to Congress to decide whether to cut aid to the Palestinian Authority after its president Mahmoud Abbas applied to the International Criminal Court last week. U.S. State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki called the move by Abbas badly damaging, and that regarding possible steps against the PA, she said overall, the first step would be Congress. The funding the PA receives from the U.S. is conditional on several things, including continuation of security cooperation with Israel and not taking action against Israel at the ICC. Israel responded to the move by Abbas by suspending the transfer of tax revenues to the PA, something Psaki was critical of, saying it only served to raise tensions. Israeli border police arrested a Palestinian man who tried to stab one of them last night in the West Bank. The soldiers were setting up a barricade near the Arab village of Kalkilia when the man approached them. When they asked him to stop and identify himself, he ignored them and took out a knife from his coat pocket. One of the soldiers hit the suspect with his weapon, causing him to drop the knife. The suspect was taken in for questioning by police. And 3 Palestinians were convicted today of planning to carry out a terror attack in Jerusalem last year. Anas Wissad, Basel Abidan, and Ahmed Sarur, who are residents of the Jerusalem neighborhood of Jabal Mukaber, had planned to attack a wedding hall in Beit Vagan in Jerusalem in February of last year. They were convicted with conspiracy to commit a felony as well as conspiracy to commit a felony in aid of an enemy during war. There are reports today that Qatar has deported Hamas leader Khalid Mashal. Turkish press reported that Mashal was banished from the Qatari capital of Doha and would relocate to Turkey. Hamas strongly denied that Mashal was evicted, saying its relationship with the Gulf nation was unchanged. Israel's foreign ministry welcomed the reported deportation, saying they have made continued efforts to get Qatar to stop aiding Hamas and now expect Turkey to also reject the terror group's leader. Mashal was expelled from Jordan in 1999. He then lived in Qatar and then Syria, returning to Qatar in 2012 with the outbreak of the Syrian civil war. The Anti-Defamation League reported that a swastika and other anti-Semitic graffiti was discovered last week on a wall of the Del Este Sephardic Synagogue in Caracas, Venezuela. The vandalism was found before daily morning prayer services on December the 30th and also included the number 6 million with question marks. ADL National Director Abe Foxman, himself a Holocaust survivor, said the graffiti was deeply troubling. Foxman said this heinous act, deeply offensive to Jews and other survivors, sends a chilling message to the Jewish community in Venezuela and is an affront to all in Venezuela who strive to live in harmony. He urged the Venezuelan government to take action and make clear that anti-Semitism nor any form of hate will not be tolerated. The Jerusalem Symphony Orchestra will perform at the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization headquarters in Paris at the end of this month. The orchestra will play at the January 26th special opening concert of the International Holocaust Remembrance Day, conducted by its music director, Maestro Frédéric Chaslin, a second-generation Holocaust survivor. This year, the day will also mark the 70th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. CEO of the orchestra, Yair Stern, said that performing at the UNESCO headquarters was an honor. He said there is a lot of symbolism in the fact that this concert takes place in Paris, in this period of rising anti-Semitism and anti-Israelism in France and Western Europe. He said, "We hope that the Jerusalem Symphony Orchestra's performance will send a message of encouragement and support to the Jewish community in France." And turning now to our programming for tonight, Tuesday, January the 6th at 7:30, in a JBS exclusive, Andrew Borens of Alpha Epsilon Pi, Tzvi Drizin of the In-Town Chabad, and Jonathan Kessler of APAC discuss doing Jewish in college and beyond, effective ways to engage young Jews. That's from the General Assembly of the Jewish Federations of North America. And then at 9, Mark Golub sits down with Hillel director at the Bronfman Center for Jewish Student Life at NYU, Rabbi Yehuda Sarna, on his assessment of Jewish college students today. That's tonight on JBS and jbstv.org. And that's the JBS News Update for Tuesday, January the 6th, 2015. I'm Teisha Bader.